I've lived in Nir Oz my whole life, and I felt completely safe. My door was not locked. It was not locked.
The bloodshed in the war with Hamas began with a horrific series of attacks in Israel, including on the kibbutz Nir Oz.
Nir Oz was a place of peace and light, a tiny kibbutz community all but wiped out now after a bloodbath of hate that started a war.
At that time, my safe room wasn't ready for anything like that. So we made a plan that if he can't hold the door, if they're coming in huge numbers and he can't, if they shoot the door, he will take the weapon and shoot us. And I know it's very hard, but I would have preferred that on being in Gaza right now. At that time, I realized that my dad died. They killed him. He was in his safe room with my mom, and he was a strong man. He was fighting with them. Like, he held the door and they tried to open the door, and they opened the door and shot him. It just opened this much and shot him luckily in the chest, like he died instantly. It's funny that the first question I asked my mom, like, was it quick? And did they take the body? Because we know they took bodies. And I thought to myself, like, he wouldn't want that. And I was I was relieved that he died quickly and that they left him there. Like, we could bury him, we could respect him. Like, a lot of the people around me, they don't know where the bodies are. They don't know if they're alive, and some of them we do. We know they took bodies just to humiliate us. They don't have anything to do with the bodies.
Israel says about a quarter of the residents of this kibbutz were either massacred or taken hostage by Hamas militants.
We had people in the kibbutz who were very involved with the Palestinian people who drove. We had one person, he's in Gaza right now, he's kidnapped, that he drove sick kids from Gaza to the hospitals in Israel. We're a very peace-loving community. Like, the country, they always make fun of us, that we're very, like, people-loving and we want peace. And in Israel, not everyone feels the same. But we don't feel the same anymore. I always told my son, there are kids just like you in Gaza, just want to go to school and just want to live and just want to be happy and be free. And that's what I thought before. It's very hard for me as a mother to think about a woman who came to my home and saw the pictures of my kids and still came to steal and to terrify my kids. And the first thing she did is to open my electricity cupboard and take off the electricity just in the safe room. So she sat and watched TV, and my kids, we had no water, no food, no air conditioning. It's the middle of the summer. It was so hot. Like, she saw my kids' pictures on the wall. She knew there's a family inside, like terrified kids. I think that she's a mother as well, because she took my kids' clothes, and she took my clothes, and she took my credit card. And then she went back to Gaza, and she went to the supermarket, and she bought, I got a list of the things she bought. It broke my faith that people are good. I never thought that a woman will do that. Like, men, yes, soldiers, yes, Hamas terrorists, yes. I knew they were very cruel and very driven, but I never thought the common people, kids and women, would participate in things like that. And it broke my faith in the goodness of people, but especially people from Gaza, because I really believed that the women and children were they were kidnapped by Hamas terrorists. I really believed the Hamas kidnapped Gaza. And I don't anymore. I think they are participating. I think in that morning they told them, we are going to do and this. Who wants to come in? Or they invited people they trust. And they told them, you can take whatever you want. You can take, you can plunder, you can steal, and we'll keep you safe. And they told themselves, why not? Why not? Like, I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a teacher. I work with kids. I believe that all kids are good. All kids are good. No one is born bad. No one is born a terrorist. And I feel very guilty that I raised my kids in a place that weren't safe. I believed that I'm safe. I believed my kids are safe. I really believed it. Like, we have this sense of we want revenge, which is a horrible, horrible feeling. But I find myself showing my son's video of houses being bombed in Gaza because I want to show him that Israel is still strong. I want to show him that the army is strong, that someone is protecting us because he doesn't feel it anymore. And something in this faith was broken. It is broken. We don't believe in anyone anymore. We don't believe in the country. We don't believe in the army. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe in Gaza. We don't believe in the world. We don't believe in anyone who will come to help us. And it's like everything we believed was shattered in that moment. I don't want Hamas to exist anymore. I want the normal, the good people in Gaza to rule. I want someone who my country can talk to. And right now it sounds like it will never happen, but now we're concentrating on grieving and dealing with the kids. My kids, they have nightmares, they don't eat, they lost a lot. Not just my dad, they shot my dog and they lost a lot of friends, and I lost a lot of friends and a lot of pupils. A lot of my pupils died or they lost their parents. And I try to concentrate on not falling to the revenge that we feel like we want revenge. I'm trying not to focus on that because it's not healthy. It's not going to help my kids. Nowhere is safe in the world. Like, Israel is the safest place for Jews. That's what I believe. And it's very hard. I decided, even in the safe room, I told them everything that's going on. I told them there are bad people in the kibbutz, but daddy is looking after you and mommy is looking after you, and we're strong and we're together. I told them about all the friends that died, and I told them about the dog. They were very sad about the dog. And my father, we have, since we came here, we have a ceremony. Every evening at 8, we tell a funny story about my dad. Just to keep him alive, and I tell them that he's thinking about them, and they see stars in the sky, and they say, oh, that's Grandpa saying hello, and they saw a dolphin, and say, oh, Grandpa sent us the dolphin, and like, they're young enough to still believe that he's here with them. My son, he asked me to call his friends from school, and I called, and it was like, when they answered, I said, okay, you're alive. And then I called one of his best friends, and his mother answered, and she said, listen, he died. And I had to tell him. Like, they need to know. They can't live in a world like... I don't want him to tell himself stories. I want him to know the truth, and I want him to have hope. Like, I keep telling him, we are strong and we're safe here. He doesn't think he's safe here in Eilat. Like, we went, they took him to watch stars with telescopes, and he kept looking. I thought, what are you looking for? He said, terrorists. And I can't say I'm not afraid as well. I sit, and from my hotel room, I see an amazing view of the ocean and Jordan. And I think to myself, can they come? Are we safe here? And my husband said, yes, we're safe. You said that about Nir Oz as well. Like, we don't feel 100% safe because what happened? Like, my faith in the goodness of people is gone. But my kids are still young enough to know better, to believe to have hope. To have hope. I don't have hope for peace in my lifetime anymore. But I want my kids to have this hope.